The team that brought you the Tomb Raider series is teaming up with the Initiative to bring us the latest iteration of Perfect Dark. We are going to go through all the details for all of you right now. Last topic of the show. There was some recent news. We don't want to fall behind on this one because this seemed rather important to a lot of people. Talk to me. What's going on?
So I'm going to use a Windows Central article by Samuel Tolbert.
Not that guy.
Yeah. So the news is the Initiative partners with Crystal Dynamics on Perfect Dark for Xbox Series X and S and PC. The Initiative developer of the upcoming first-person shooter Perfect Dark announced on Thursday that the team is partnering with Crystal Dynamics in order to develop the upcoming near-future spy thriller. The Initiative noted via Twitter that the game is still in early development, but that the two teams are now working together. Interestingly enough, Daryl Gallagher, studio head of the Initiative, is the former head of Crystal Dynamics. Crystal Dynamics is owned by Square Enix and is primarily known for working on Tomb Raider franchise, as well as the most recently, the Marvel's Avengers. The Initiative was first announced in E3 2018, a studio founded in Santa Monica, California, from the ground up as part of Microsoft's renewed investment in gaming. The Perfect Dark reboot was announced at the Game Awards in 2020. Whenever Perfect Dark arrives, it'll be available on Xbox Series X, S, and PC. It'll also launch directly into Game Pass, likely as a first-party Xbox game. Now, when I first heard it, I was worried.
Why?
I was like, wow, are we already in trouble? But you also, I started watching videos on the Initiative, and one of the things they wanted to do is always keep it small. And I've been listening to other people talk about it, and I've been looking into it because, Crystal Dynamics is amazing. I love the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, me too.
I'll give them a pass on that other game that you like. It also makes me think that game that you like, they ain't getting much in return if they're already going to be working on this. Maybe that game is dead in the water.
Maybe it's done and they move on to Guardians and they move on to a few others.
That's something. But obviously there's the relationship there. I'm also of the mind there's so many questions involved in this, so I would rather just wait to see. Like, give me a trailer, give me something's going on, because there could be many reasons they're doing this. They could be doing this because they don't want to build up the studio and then fire all these people, because that's terrible to do.
Yep.
They could be doing this because Microsoft already has a great relationship with Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix, and so does the people over the Initiative, so it just made sense. They could also be doing this because this could just help, like, plain and simple. We're in a pandemic. It's probably a lot easier if you just have a studio that has everything up already going, instead of building up this office and having more people in a confined space.
Isn't it a lot, Corey? Like, it's a lot like Bethesda in that we're not going to fire people. We're going to work with them. We own them, but we are going to merge these two pieces together and let them run. Like, Phil Spencer's talked about this in the past, that it's like, let those studios run themselves like Bethesda, and they just do their thing. They now have the backing and the infrastructure and the push of Xbox behind it and Microsoft. To me, this screams very much like that, where they're going down that path of, like, let them just do their thing. But, another Tomb Raider game that is only on Xbox, I love that. Another Marvel game, I love that. Perfect Dark, like,
yeah, but they're not buying Crystal Dynamics. This is just them working together, but it could lead to something in the future. It could. Yeah. And if you look at it, Bungie got help when they were doing Destiny. Developers have done this many, 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 many times in the past. It's just, I think the whole thing is Microsoft has all these studios, and then the first time they have to reach out to a studio that's not part of the Microsoft studios. There is 100% reasons for concern, but there's also 100% reasons for no concern. It's one of those, like, wow, do we really want to go down a rabbit hole of stuff that we really can't answer? That's my biggest issue with this, that I don't know enough about what's going on behind the scenes. All I can look at is the headlines, hear what all the other sites are saying and all the other podcasts are saying and the YouTubers are saying, but at the same time, no one really has answers, because we've got a tweet from Square Enix, we've got a tweet from the Initiative, And that's it. We have no other information. We just have the information that these guys are working together. No reasons why they're working together. They don't give you anything. They just say, "Hey, we're working together to help finish this game."
Maybe that's all it is. They just need a little help over the finish line. Or like you said, it's a pandemic. They might be missing their deadlines. They're not able to hit it, and they reach out, get an olive branch, and it's a win-win for both. And maybe it's a little bit of just scratch my back, I'll scratch yours later. And they say, sure, we'll help you now. Just help us later on with this. And maybe that's it.
Yeah, and the way I look at it, they've done a very good job with single-player story-driven games, Crystal Dynamics, and maybe they're only getting Crystal Dynamics to do certain aspects because the story and the whole shaping of the game is still coming from the initiative. Crystal Dynamics could just be doing backgrounds or NPCs, like you know what I mean?
They got really good foliage, like from Tomb Raider. Yeah. They might be saying, yeah, we need these assets and we want to pull from this, and they go, sure, use this team, use this department, and let them help you with this, and that could be all it is.
Yeah, because we're not doing a games of service because we know how that works. Shots fired.
A little bit.
Now, Matt, my follow-up question, because I really wanted to ask you,
why
does this worry you about a game that you enjoy, which is Avengers?
I love how you won't say the name.
I just said Avengers.
It's funny about that game is that I have not played it since I finished Black Panther DLC. Just kind of fell off again. Enjoyed it, but does it worry me? No, not.
Do you think you're getting Spider-Man? Do you think it's actually going to happen?
Yeah, I think that was more or less revealed. They're way back at a Twitch dev thing.
It was so weirdly revealed, was it not?
Yes, it was not the way you would do any type of official reveal. It was very much like, whoops, or, oh yeah, we are working on that. Like, they announced it originally, but then it went dead quiet for a year and a half. Anyways, your question is, does it have me worried that, Crystal will not be doing Spider-Man, or that they will just be done with Marvel's Avengers as a game?
Yeah, to me, this spells the end of Avengers because Guardians is coming out. So or it could be the team that worked on Guardians. They're like, okay, and this is me just spitballing. It could be, hey, Square Enix wouldn't mind some funding from Microsoft, so their next game maybe it's Tomb Raider or whatever, or they're like, maybe we want to make an original IP, and Microsoft's like, hey, you help us with this, we'll help you with that financially, and we'll let you make it Xbox exclusive, and you can make whatever game you want.
Or it's the other way that, I wonder that. I wonder if maybe they think, let's get another Marvel game. Square's doing a bunch of them, working on a bunch. Let's get one more that's maybe more just on the Xbox side down the road. Maybe we want to do that and have our little...
it'll be like Fantastic Four, and we're all going to be like...
But what if it was a good Fantastic Four?
Does that exist?
Does it have me worried for Marvel's...
Does it?
Oh, shut it. Does it have me worried about Marvel's Avengers? Not really, because if I read the tea leaves and everything about that game for the last, year and a half, they have discussed the roadmap in the past beyond this year of the characters that they are working on, planning to do. Does it come to fruition? I don't know. That game is hard, and we're going off on Marvel's Avengers. That game's hard, though, because it's like, it gets a little bit of a boost over a week when they reveal something or Black Panther comes out. People play that, they gob it down like a Big Mac, and then they're just done. And then they go, bye-bye, and I'll see you in 6 months. So maybe it hasn't worried, but maybe we've talked about the superhero piece in the past with Xbox. I still think that that's a feather in their cap they need when there's Spider-Man and Wolverine on the Sony side of things. If they can work with Crystal and work something out as well potentially with Marvel and say, hey, we have this Marvel game, Guardians is coming out. It's getting fairly well received. I think people are enjoying
It's getting very well received.
The Guardians game is going to come out, and I think it will do well. It's going to do a hell of a lot better than Marvel's Avengers did. 2 different games, but still.
Coming out of my birthday, everybody. Just letting everybody know.
That's right. Birthday present for Court. Big Daddy gift. It's Guardians. Daddy Day. So I think it'll be fine. But I could see Xbox turning around and wanting to do a Marvel game with Square. If they could. Or, maybe it's an exclusive to the next Tomb Raider game. And they want to do that. I still believe that Xbox is missing one of those big single-player AAA experience titles. we have it in like, it's not that
But
it's
they could have that. Crystal Dynamics has made those with Tomb Raider, and if they can make
100%.
Perfect Dark that, then we're good.
Yes. And if they can make Perfect Dark that, people go bananas. I hope so. And I'll be very happy. But I still feel they need one. And if it's Perfect Dark, fantastic. If it's Tomb Raider, awesome. Give me something that is going to be in that Xbox catalog that is going to be a AAA experience. And I think for me, my easy go-to, because we've experienced it, is Tomb Raider. It's the Uncharted, right? It's that type of game, that action adventure game, beautifully done. Love the characters. To get a little bit more muscle behind it with Crystal and Xbox directly working with it, it could do even better. Because they've been well received. Every Tomb Raider game has been well received. So let's make it exclusive.